So now we're going to be working on the daisies at the top, and you can see I've already completed one and I have 2 left to do. I'm going to be using the lazy daisy stitch to do this. I'm going to thread my needle using my needle and needle threader, and you're going to take a length of wool that is roughly as long as your elbow. Now this is sort of a chain stitch, but it's a closed chain. I'm going to come up in the centre where we want our petal to start, and I'm going to come back down through the same hole, making sure the wool is clamped under my left thumb. I also want to make sure that I create a loop and that when I come back up, I'm inside my loop. I'm then going to pull my wool all the way through. Make sure that you have the tension right, not too tight. I'm going to secure the lazy daisy stitch by creating a small stitch, making sure that my wool goes back down the outside of the loop and through the hole that I've just come up through. I want my holding stitch to sit on top of the material, and I'm just going to adjust it using the eye of my needle. I'm going to do this 5 times, each time coming up from the centre, making sure I haven't caught my wool on the underside. I'm working away from myself, making a loop, clamping the wool under my left thumb, bringing the needle up at the furthest end of my petal and pulling it tight, making sure I'm inside the loop. And oops, I've just pulled my needle off of my wool, but that's okay. I'm going to pull it tight and then rethread my needle. I'm going to secure it in place with a small stitch, making sure that my wool is on the outside of my loop, going back down through the same hole. And there's your second petal. Now I'm going to come back up from the centre and create my loop by securing my wool under my left thumb, then going back down through the centre and bringing my needle up at the tip of my petal. Now you can see I've kind of stitched over the top already, so I'm kind of guessing where it's going to be. I'm going to pull it tight, but not too tight, making sure my tension is correct, and then create my small stitch by going on the outside of the loop. That's my 3rd petal done. Now on to the 4th. This one will be a bit trickier because my pumpkin design actually sits where my petal is going to go. So I'm going to give a guess as to where the edge of my petal is going to be. I'm going back down through the same hole that I've come up through, and I'm going to bring my needle up inside one of the chains, pulling it tight to create the petal shape, and then securing in place with a small stitch. And now for the 5th and final petal, coming up from the centre once more. Making sure I haven't got caught on the underside and I haven't over tightened my stitches, so loosening them off. I'm going to take my needle back down through the centre, come back up at the tip of my petal, inside my loop, and pull tight to create the petal shape, then secure in place with a small stitch on the outside of the loop. now going to tie off and secure in place, right over left and under, left over right and under, right over left and under. I tie the knot 3 times just to make sure it's nice and secure, and then I weave my ends under using the eye of the needle. Once you've done this, you can trim your ends so it's nice and neat on the inside. You're going to repeat the 5 lazy daisy petal stitches for the final flower, and then I'll show you how to do the middle knot in another video.